What's up, generous Gibbons? It's Karrrisa the Destroyer with another new review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Best of Friends, the episode in which Cranky and K. Rool are friends. The episode begins with DK and Diddy searching through Cranky's old stuff for a banana Donkey Kong forgot about. While searching through Cranky's stuff, they find a potion, a box of treats, the banana phone, a picture, and a clock. Surprise, only one of these will hold any significance. It's the picture. The picture is of K. Rool and Cranky broing out like the dudes they are. As one would be upon the revelation that one's dad once broed out with a fascist dictator, DK was shocked. Cranky is then confronted about this discovery, which prompts him to reveal that they were in fact once friends. But this ended in a contest to find the
smoothest sugar daddy on the island.
To Cranky's dismay, K. Rool cheated in this competition, thus leading to eternal strife. This brings me to one benefactor about this episode. It serves not only as an origin story of the ongoing war between lizards and apes, but also introduces a fresh news story with all the perks to come with such. I believe that this is so excellent because they use character dialogue to reveal the most basic information about what brought about the feud, K. Rool's cheating, and they did not use extensive monologues to further this narrative in a dull manner, similar to Bad Hair Day or a Shakespearean play. In a reasonably optimistic manner, Diddy devises a plot to make Cranky and K. Rool friends again so things will be peaceful.
Take the letter.
And DK responds,
Oh, yeah!
Was this seriously the best take? Clump takes the letter to K. Rool and he refutes that it is an attempt to mess with him, so he orders Clump to get it out of his sight. The spying DK observes this failure and he reports back to Diddy, who then comes up with this plan B that I absolutely cannot describe in words.
Cranky, in the jungle! The thingamajigs are falling everywhere and the stuff is exploding! You've gotta come quick!
Where's DK?
He's already there! He's got the thing with the stuff and it's swaying left and right! He can't hold it! You gotta come now! It's a disaster!
Blustering baboons! Lead the way!
Meanwhile, DK takes K. Rool's crown, baiting him into the jungle. The plan works well when
Roll down here.
If you hadn't...
Why are you laughing at me?
I'm not laughing. That's them laughing.
this leads them into a song of recollection and friendship.
Those were certainly some crazy
Times of our lives, I'm surprised we survived.
Here we are, old friend, together again.
The song is really great and has nice animation to it. In fact, Season 3 does, for the most part, have vastly better animation, which is one of the show's biggest flaws and criticisms. K. Rool and Cranky go on to perform several antics such as baking DK an exploding pie, playing barrel bowling, and messing up Candy Kong's pie, which of course DK gets blamed for despite Candy clearly stating that Cranky was acting up, and she clearly saw Cranky with a golf club. Alas, most good episodes must have ridiculously stupid Candy interactions in them. Anyways, while we were informed that Cranky and K. Rool did whitewater polo and tsunami wrestling, their current ideas of fun are more accurately, "Hey old friend, wanna terrorize local businesses?" Clump is dismayed when he lacks orders from the absent K. Rool.
Who's gonna give me orders?
I could.
Really? Okay. Go ahead. Give me your best order, soldier.
I order a pepperoni pizza.
No!
This scene is concise and effective in showing Clump's issues with losing K. Rool. Naturally, the citizens of Congo Bongo are upset with Cranky and K. Rool's behavior too. In an attempt to catch K. Rool and return him to his former self, Clump sets up a trap. However, he catches DK instead. So once DK learns of why they set up this trap, they propose an alliance with the goal of making Cranky and K. Rool enemies again. This leads us into the second song of the episode.
We'll send a letter to the both of them.
In this song, they talk about how they need to end their friendship and the means by which they will do such. They ultimately settle upon proposing that K. Rool and Cranky do their ultimate challenge again. While this does seem to be a little too smart for DK to devise it, it makes sense once considering that DK is prompting them to partake in an extremely dangerous activity as opposed to Clump's idea of having them partake in a party with excluding one of the friends. Cranky and K. Rool agree to this plan and they go to their respective domains to prepare. Clump charges K. Rool with high treason upon getting a hold of him. This leads K. Rool to reveal that he was faking the friendship so that he could eventually obtain the prize. However, said information really leaves a hole in K. Rool's motivation in my opinion. The fact that he lost that connection with Cranky Kong would also make me believe that he lost any sentimental value withheld in the title of the most extreme. Upon thinking about it, I have the realization that their feuding would likely lead to a decrease in sentimental value of their relationship, but with that, I believe it would lead to a desire for superiority in K. Rool, one that leads him to faking this friendship with Cranky. And this desire for superiority was how the whole thing started and really built up. Thus, I believe that K. Rool is extremely true to form in this episode as a tyrant. At the beach, Funky Kong explains the rules.
Make your money maker on the wing. Grooving across as many times as you can.
Yes, get on with it.
Whoever can put on the best show without losing their cool.
The episode calls back upon the initial origin story in the climax of this episode when K. Rool once again cheats. This time by poking a hole through Funky's plane, which is seemingly made of metal. Just how strong is this man's finger? DK and Diddy both grow suspicious of K. Rool, as they have the knowledge that he did cheat the first time. Because of this notion, DK puts Cranky in the barrel via shoving it upon him downwards. This works and DK carries him all the way to his cabin in which he gets some props to look like Cranky Kong. However, upon arrival, they can clearly tell that it's not DK, because he looks like a phony, and because Cranky Kong is already on the plane. In an inconspicuous manner that does not look like a hologram, though granted it could be played up in the episode to make it look more fake in the show. So Cranky wingwalks like a champion until eventually the engine gives out, causing Cranky's hologram to fall for some reason. This brings into question rule number 39 of holograms,
A hologram can't even go nowhere.
which has been interpreted by hologram experts to mean the laws of gravity do not apply to individuals in a hologram. This really just leaves me to believe that Cranky was faking the fall, which is incredibly impressive as this would require him to not only know how an ape falls off a plane, but also how to replicate that. This is even more impressive if when in a hologram you still exist in the real world, in which case it would just be Cranky Kong flailing in the bushes in a manner that looks like falling.
Way to groove, Cranky, my man. No gas. Hang on, old dude.
Oh my god! Oh jeez! Oh my god! Oh, jeez.
Speaking of the bushes, apparently Cranky Kong was in them the whole time. How'd he get there faster than DK? I don't know. So Cranky Kong reveals to him that he is in fact alive and well. However, the usage of the crystal coconut prevented him from obtaining the prize, and K. Rool's cheating prevented him from obtaining the prize too. This prize is then revealed to be an umbrella the whole time. This introduces one aspect of this episode that could have been much better: the prize. The show could have easily played up the crew believing that this game was high stakes and that they assumed the prize was the crystal coconut. This also could have served to further the narrative that Cranky was acting reckless, but resolved such inner revelation that they were only playing for an umbrella. In fact, this could have entirely replaced Cranky's destructive behavior with more so reckless behavior, which would have then revealed itself to be playful behavior. This would fix one of the main aspects of this episode that lacks reasoning. After all, it makes more sense to think that a ruler is calm and collected with a fun side as opposed to a destructive one. While it sounds as though I'm being harsh, really I just think this episode could do a little bit more to improve itself, and in other areas it could serve to make sense at all. However, all in all, this episode is excellent and charming. Its plot is incredibly unique and intriguing, its songs are great and fun to watch, it's fun to see two enemies working together under a common goal, and though it would be more understandable if K. Rool and Cranky were having fun in a less destructive way, it is still entertaining nonetheless to see them having fun. This episode almost nails its comedy completely and uses most of its scenes very well. The animation in this episode is flowery and vibrant, and it's extremely enjoyable to watch overall. Though I can trash on the logic of this episode, that does not take away from the fact that the script and the songs of this episode are great. This episode will rank at the top of my list so far. With that said, I hope you guys didn't like this review. As always, I'll leave my Discord in the description below, where you can vote on the poll for the next episode. I'll also leave my Twitter where there will be an additional poll for the episode.